This is the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Good evening, all. I'm Shasheena Rolle. As always, it is so great to have you with us. Topping news, a local financial expert giving his take on the country's economic performance and whether or not additional taxes are needed. The well-known banker was the guest speaker of the Rotary of Freeport's weekly luncheon meeting. President of Fidelity Bank, Gregory Bethel, telling Rotarians that the Bahamas is the best performing country in the region and competitors do not come close.
The indicator that I like to use is a statistic from the World Bank, where we measure the GDP per capita, GDP, the gross domestic product. In other words, the value of the goods and services being produced and exchanged in your economy. And when you look at the World Bank statistics for GDP per capita, the Bahamas is doing incredibly well. In fact, worldwide, the Bahamas is ranked number 29. We're in the top 30, and we are just behind Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia, that great country with all of that wealth, their GDP per capita is $31,729, and in the Bahamas, ours is $31,629. So we in the same league with Saudi Arabia. Those are the facts.
But because we are better off does not mean that all is well. He listed 5 important statistics that people should pay attention to.
The number of stopover visitors, the price of a barrel of oil, the number of dependent children that we are having, that women are having along with their partners, the trend in crime statistics, and the level of government debt and annual deficits.
Bethel says the Bahamas is experiencing slow economic growth.
If you look at jobs in hotels, we are challenged to find additional jobs there. If you look at jobs in banks, the banks all over the Caribbean are reducing headcount. That applies also in the Bahamas. When the hotels and the banks don't have new jobs being created, it impacts the retail stores and it impacts construction. So in the Bahamas, generally speaking, although it varies from island to island, the economic growth is slow. It is concentrated mainly in New Providence, and we have challenges finding additional jobs in hotels, banks, retail stores, and construction. In fact, today, the only sure job is a government job.
He says in order for the government to pay its bills and keep the country afloat, additional taxes are needed.
If it's not that, it'll be something. This expert says it should be that, the other expert says it should be that, but all of the experts agree on one thing: you need more taxes.
The Coalition for Concerned Citizens securing more than 1,000 signatures during their last Lower the Cost of Power rally and petition drive, and they're hoping to get more Grand Bahamians to support this petition as they amp up their fight. Charisma Robinson has the story.
Despite all its efforts, the cost of electricity remains the same.
High electricity rates are eroding the economy of Grand Bahama. This is evident by the hundreds of people, including many families, who are living in darkness.
Families like Jessica Russell's, she says it's been lights out for 11 days now at her 8 Mile Rock home. She claims the Grand Bahama Power Company is refusing to reconnect her electricity, even though she doesn't owe anything.
He said, we're not going to pay that deposit bill of $480 because you're already holding a deposit for us. And that was the agreement when we opened the account in 1983. Because my electricity bill was higher, that was the reason why they wanted to increase the deposit. But the electricity bill only goes up to like $600 or $700 in the summer. Other than that, my electricity bill is just below $200 or just over $200.
Convener for the coalition, Pastor Eddie Victor, says there are far too many cases like this on this island. He and Russell are appealing to those who are suffering to join in their fight.
They're trying to make me pay this deposit when I don't owe them a dime. We don't owe them anything. Our power bill is paid. And so therefore right now, for 11 days, I have been without electricity. My children need to use computer to do their homework and projects that they have to do to school. We need to iron, we need to wash, we need to have comfort of life every single day. But for 11 days now, I have been without power. And so I know that it's going to get worse before it gets better, but I'm willing to deal with it because at the end of the day, I know that I'm going to be victorious.
We are under bondage, and we are saying to the Grand Bahama Power Company, set Grand Bahama free.
The coalition will hold another Lower the Cost of Power rally next Thursday when the date of the first in a series of boycotts will be announced. These boycotts will involve voluntary blackouts by both residents and businesses. Charisma Robinson, ZNS Network News.
Now, the Grand Bahama Power Company says due to customer confidentiality, it is not the policy of the power company to comment on individual customer accounts. However, in the case of repeatedly delinquent customers and in accordance with their rules and regulations, it is within their rights to reassess the deposit to ensure that the company has 2 months average consumption. Minister of Social Services and Community Development Melanie Griffin on Grand Bahama yesterday for a series of meetings on the proposed new legislation to benefit the disabled community. During one of her meetings, she told residents that the government has been in discussions with the Grand Bahama Port Authority to build a post-school age facility for persons with disabilities. She said the port has already identified a plot of land where that facility will be built.
That when children with disabilities get to a certain age, lots of times they have nothing to do but stay at home, doing nothing. But this school will be, or this facility, I should say, will be a place where they can go, where they can have skills training in life living and independent living, where they can be skills training, and not only that, placed in places where they could work, because there's so many things they can do, but it's just that we haven't provided the environment thus far for them to do it in. And so we definitely, that's why I say these are exciting times, and we want you to continue to work with us, because I believe the best is even yet to come.
Now, last evening, Minister Griffin and a delegation hosted a town meeting at the Foster B. Festina Center to get additional feedback on the proposed legislation. Well, it was 2 years ago the government went high-tech with the launch of its e-government website. Now, officials are hoping that more persons, including the various government agencies, will take advantage of the services which are virtually at your fingertips. A training symposium was held this week at the C.A. Smith Complex. Joan Davis-Rolle has this report.
You can call it e-Government 101, as executives from various government agencies on Grand Bahama attended a 2-day symposium. The workshops are part of a public service awareness campaign, focusing on the gamut of services offered by the government. Lynn Williams conducted the training.
It's to make public officers aware of the e-services that we have. We launched the e-Government website in 2011. We have 5 transactional services, including renewal of driver's licenses, payment of real property tax, payment of traffic fines, then inquiry and customer services. And we also have 300 downloadable forms and 300 services online.
The New Providence-based IT executive stated that with the click of a mouse, persons can take advantage of the gamut of services offered.
We have over 7,000 visitors per day, and we have 6,100 persons registered on the portal. And so that's what this campaign is all about. We want more persons to be registered and more persons using those services. This service is free. All that information is free, and it's 24/7. You have internet access. You can access that information 24/7.
Williams noted that she has tried, proven, and tested that the e-Government website is user-friendly.
You can renew your driver's license, for example, online. I renewed my driver's license last year. I avoided the line. And you choose whether you want your driver's license to be mailed to your post office box, or you can pick it up if you're in New Providence from the main office. And I chose to pick it up, and it was no problem. I avoided the line.
If the e-Government service has sparked your interest, you can go to the website at www.bahamas.gov.bs. Joan Davis-Rolle, ZNS Network News.
Stay with us. The Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, continues right after this.